What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to show you guys how to shut down trips tight end in Madden 24. So if you enjoy this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So I pray y'all are having a blessed day. Now I do have a couple things I want to say, but first and foremost, if you enjoy this video at all, I do have an ebook on this very defensive formation that you're seeing. And inside of this ebook, I go over trips tight end more in depthly. I also talk about other formations, my favorite coverage adjustments for every single basically formation in the game. And it'll make more sense once you check out the ebook. You'll see the blitz and how I like to set it up. So make sure you do check out that ebook. I promise you guys it is worth it. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about just kind of I'm gonna give y'all an update on how to set up the blitz, and also I do want to kind of talk to y'all about my life for half a second. So I recently have accepted a full-time teaching position at my local middle school, and also my first day there, they actually approached me and asked me to be the head coach of the football team. And then I also got approached for the high school to kind of help out. So I'm be doing a lot of that. So it's been kind of hard to adjust. If you guys seen my community post, I kind of told you ahead of time. But if you haven't, I still plan on pumping out videos. Just it's been hard to try to find a good system to be able to, you know, put out videos more consistently. So I appreciate you guys for your patience. I appreciate you guys who truly rock with me. And I am still, like I said, planning on pumping out content. I have to figure out a new groove because it's been hard trying to learn all of these things when it comes to teaching aspects. I am teaching math for those of y'all that are curious. I am a 7th grade math teacher, so I have to learn all that as far as how to, you know, put it together. But anyways, that's just kind of what I've been dealing with. So I do apologize, and I just wanted to formally apologize to y'all. But anyways, let's get into this video. So nothing changes as far as personnel, except for when you run this defense, you want to make sure you have your user right here. That's the only place you want to make sure that your user goes. Now, I personally love to put linebackers still at the linebacker spots. Now, you can put safeties in here. As you can see, you can put safeties if you like. But I find the most success actually just having my safety be a user and then having linebackers for the other 2 spots. Now, your slot corner, you just want somebody fast because we're going to be blitzing them almost every play. And of course, you know, the same as across your back end, just make sure you got your best in there. Now, your defensive line, the same thing. Make sure you have your 3 best players in there. You know, self-explanatory. Now, I love to just put outside linebackers unless you have a really great left or right end. Now, Ultimate Team, you can put whoever 3 you want to here, obviously, but basically how I like to do it. All right, so we're going to do everything out of this nickel blitz 0 for this video. Now, in the ebook, we talk about other defenses you can run versus trips tight end. I talk about other defenses for other formations, like as far as plays, not defenses like nickel, but the actual plays itself. So anyways, we got nickel blitz 0 right here, and we're going to talk about trips tight end offset. And I'll throw in trips tight end offset week, even though you hardly ever see it. It's just the Eagles playbook happens to have it, and it does fit the trips tight end. Only thing different is just the running back is set to the strong side, and on this one, the running back is set to the weak side. So we're gonna go trips tight end offset, and we'll just take a look at RPO first, just because. All right, so as far as the audibles, in case you guys want to know what plays I plan on going over before we get any further, I'm gonna show you, of course, how it fares against the RPO. Then I'll show you level sale, even though people don't really typically run it. You still get it every now and again. Now I'll talk about verticals. You will get that a lot. And I'll talk about X under, which is a lot of people are running. And then as far as trip tight end offset, we'll talk about RPOs, how that looks versus that one. We'll talk about verticals out of this one. And then PA flood, it's a very, very good play that hardly anybody knows about, but it's a very effective play if you aren't prepared for it. So now eventually, now on the ebook, I talk about specifically bunch offset and my favorite setups versus bunch. So I don't want to give too much out because it wouldn't be fair to the people who actually purchased the ebook. So I do want to say that this, what I'm going over, is on the ebook. So, you know, I just wanted to kind of show you guys for those of y'all that want to know the ebook. All right, so one thing I did forget to mention before we go any further is the actual coaching adjustments behind my nickel defense. So you want to have auto flip on. You want to have the auto alarm on base. This is very, very important for everything that we need, so we can get the players where we need them immediately. So last thing is I like to run a 25-5 when I'm dealing with trips tight end. Every now and again, this will fluctuate depending on what formation I'm going against, but for trips tight end, any trips tight end sets, you want to do 25-5, you're going to have the most success. So you want to go to nickel blitz 0, and again we're going to go to RPO just to come out. All right, so for the setup is very, very simple. All you want to do is pinch your defensive line, and wherever your slot corner is, that's the way you want to slide your linebacker. So you want to press right on the directional and hit shift linebackers to the left, and then you want to take your user and move it to the right. So you want to go over here and kind of hug this guy right here. Now for the setup versus trips tight end, it's very simple but very effective. There's two setups I like to do out of this man coverage. You want to take circle over here, double tap triangle, select circle, and then put him in a hard flat. And then you want to double tap triangle, select X, put him in an inside quarter. Now, if you have time, this is not important, all right? This is optional. If you have time, you want to take this guy, bring him down a little bit. And what this does is this stops your opponent. Oh, I didn't mean to move him. Sorry, y'all. So what this does is this stops your opponent from being able to throw this quick little seam to the tight end, which will happen from time to time because we're technically still responsible for the running back if he goes into the flat. So if he goes anywhere out here, we're responsible for that running back. So what I like to do is push the tight end vertical and then fly down and make the play on the running back. I don't like to try to immediately come out here and bait the running back simply because your angle is going to be poor. So I like to go here and then come down, if that makes sense. All right, anyways, so for the RPO, it works best when you leave it with the guy manned up on his left side. And again, there's two setups I told you. Right now, we're only talking about the first setup. So right here, you could tell. Well, I'm going to replay. We'll kind of just break down a little bit of what you see. All right. So very, very important. Y'all pay attention to this replay. So if you guys notice, when we hand the ball off, normally this guy's going to go outside. It depends. These two, well, he's always going to go outside, but either sometimes this guy would go outside as well in the D gap out here, or some of the times he's going to hit this. He's going to try to hit this uncovered C gap right here. If you guys can see it, because the B gap kind of gets I said B, Lord Jesus. So you guys can see right here, this technically is our B gap. It just kind of got moved because if you guys want to know about gaps, between 62 and 69 is the A gap, between 69 and 68 is your B gap, and in this case, our outside is the C gap, which does happen from time to time. And again, over here, if you guys are just curious, 62 to 51, that's your A gap, 51 to 65, that's your B gap, 65 to 88, that's your C gap, and then there's the D gap out here. So if the tight end wasn't here like it is on this side, that's why we don't have the C gap. So basically, we have an A, B, and a C, but no D. All right. Anyways, long story short, you guys are probably getting bored out by that. But anyways, what you have to understand about this guy is he's either going to go outside or he's going to try to hit this uncovered gap. Most of the time, he's going to go straight outside, which you'll see here in a second. I'll run it again. I promise you he's probably not going to do that. But if this happens, that's actually perfect because now you see your gap. Your gap is always going to be the uncovered gap. So long story short, you want to make sure you never get caught by this guy 51. If you get caught by this guy 51, you're going to give up kind of a big play because your job, as this guy right here, your job is to find the uncovered gap on this side of the ball, basically opposite the running back. You want to find that gap. So in this case, there goes your gap you should have hit between 69 and 62. You never want to get caught in the middle right there. But anyways, I wanted to talk about run fits. That's your run fits for those of you guys that care about that. But those are guys that don't care about that. Notice how this guy's going to fly out there, and he's going to be able to make that play every time. Now, he's not going to pick it off, obviously, but you're going to be able to get a good amount of yards off of that. Basically, I'm sorry, you're not going to give up any big yards. So basically, I'll show you what it looks like. So let's say we go here and then he throws it. Watch how he's going to be able to track him down. Now, that was me not even clicking on. So obviously, if I click on, you can get there a little bit faster. But this will happen every single time. There's nothing they can do about this. It's because of how far off he is over here that they're not even going to account for him in the blocking scheme. He's going to block what's in front of him. And he's supposed to technically block him. That's why you see him kind of pause and stop, like looking for him. Most of the time, they're not going to touch him. They're going to let him go completely, only because they're going to auto switch onto this guy. So that's why I said it's very hard to get that person to block him. And so you'll be able to tackle him for like a 3-yard gain every time. And most of the time, your opponent's not going to be okay with giving up. Like, they're not going to be okay with only getting 3 yards. They're going to want to, get about, 5, 6, 7 yards for them to consistently run it. So that's actually us playing it the best way possible. Now, like I told you guys, there are 2 setups I like to do, okay? The first one is this one, like I said. And the second one is simple. All we're going to do is take X and put them on a purple. Now, you don't necessarily need to, but we're going to be able to switch responsibilities, which is going to make sense here. It's going to make sense here in a second, but I wanted to give that to you in case you didn't want to watch it all the way through. Because like I said, I like to be more in depth on my videos, okay? Now, right here we'll talk about inside zone, and your responsibility doesn't change. So you want to make sure you're not all the way in here, because if you get blocked by anybody on his right side, you're going to give up a pretty big play. All right, so you want to kind of be a little back some right here, and you want to kind of hide behind this defensive end, so that way you don't get blocked immediately. So basically, I see run. Okay, cool. I'm gonna loop over the top, and then I'm looking for any of the holes that's open, basically. So the more left you can go, the better. But a lot of times you want to make sure you are being aware that your opponent isn't going to try to hit this gap, because not always is this linebacker going to be able to play the backside gap. They're supposed to, but not always. It doesn't always happen that way. So you kind of have to read it. But your job, like I said, is to get between 62 and 69, and you can tell exactly where the ball could have went. But it's just generally your job when you're calling them. So that's it about the run. We'll try to fly through the pass and then wrap this video up. So we'll start off with level sell. And I'll show you between both setups, basically, about why I like them. So, actually, you know what? Better yet, before I do that, let's go back to the RPO, because I want to show you guys that second setup with that purple, because that really matters. I want y'all to see the difference. All right. And also, this purple just helps you play hard flats, basically, on this left side. So if they run a lot of quick drags, or maybe they're taking number 6 and putting them on the zig route, you know, it kind of helps out versus those type of things. So anyways, I just want to show you guys what this looks like. So I'm gonna call pass. So I'm calling pass, and this is best case scenario is how they will play this. So we'll throw it here, and as you can tell, he's still gonna be able to go down there. He's still gonna be able to, you know, make a play. So don't be scared to do it. But sometimes, you know, it does depend who you have there. But if you call pass and you're pass committing, and they call this RPO, we're still good, because look what happens. We'll still be able to shut it down essentially. And notice, like I told you guys, they both took the outside, which happens sometimes. That's why you have to really make sure you're watching this gap between 68 and 69 as your user. But anyways, you get the idea. We're still able to tackle, and that time they only gained about 1 or 2 yards. But that doesn't happen like that every single time, because I am on all Madden practice mode though. But anyways, I'll show you inside zone with this same little setup. It's just one of my favorite setups on here, to be real. And again, if you only wanted to watch this video throughout, you know, the first 4 or 5 minutes, you're good, because I wanted to make sure I gave you enough that you needed. But anyways, so you come here, and then like I said, you want to loop over the top. And now you can see why I say loop over the top, because if you try to hit the gap straight on, like if you try to cut this off and blow it up in the backfield, you're going to give up a big play. Like basically, if you try to hurry up and hit 62 between, you know, 65 and 61 right there, you wouldn't make it, basically. So you have to go over the top. So again, over the top and then come down, and then you're going to be able to take away that angle like you want to. So anyways, so that's it with the runs for both setups. So now we're, like I said, we're going to dive into the pass. So you don't see level sell that often, to be real with y'all. You just don't see it this year that much, but I still want to make sure you understand about your responsibility. So again, your responsibility on a pass is to peep that running back. If that running back goes in a flat, it's yours. If he blocks, you're basically free. Now, you could bring that safety down if you have time, but for right now, I'm not going to worry about it. So again, I see the running back going flat. Okay, cool. Then I can kind of loop around. It's basically how you want to do it. So that way you can save yourself. Now, that only reason I was able to do that, well, I'm not going to say that, but we'll move forward, and I want to show you this other versus the other defense. So again, pinching line, shift the linebackers to the left. We're going to zone out that right side just like that. Take X, put him in a hard purple. And if you're ever going to put him in a purple, just call pass. Now you're going to get killed. Only call pass for pass situations this year, because you will get killed on the run if you do this setup and you call pass. So, you know, if you think they're going to run the ball, then just use this setup. If you think they're going to update and do it, but I manned up X with circle, but we ain't gonna worry about it. But you guys get the idea. So anyways, I'll come here, and then I'll actually work to go here. And like I said, your goal is not to pick off the running back flat unless you just see they love to throw it. That's not your goal. Your goal is to make sure they don't throw this quick tight end seam, because you're gonna get killed on that if you don't. Because in Madden, they can throw this ball right here to the inside. So if you shoot immediately to the flat and pass up that tight end, they can still throw it. You know, they can still throw that little quick streak. But anyways, this is what you're kind of baiting for. That's why I said you want to go up and then out, because then you want to come back and try to make a play on this. And this is only like this because we took him and put him in a purple, as you can tell. So in this case, level sell would have been a good setup versus that. But anyways, what you're preparing for is vertical. This is the most common play you'll see. But this is where you'll understand why I like purples and why I prefer man, like why I like to switch in between both. So right now I'm gonna leave them manned up. So if you leave them manned up, you have to respect the tight end first. Meaning, if that tight end does a drag route, that's yours. That actually cancels out the running back going into the flat. So if they run a setup where the tight end goes straight to the flats, or they go any type of drag, then you have to respect that basically. So you're reading both the running back and the tight end, but you have to make the tight end first. You have to read the tight end first before the running back. Okay, so I see tight end. Oh, he's going on the flat. Then I have to take him. I have to give up that running back route. I have to. With this particular setup, okay? With this particular setup. Now, if you don't want to give that up, then what you can do is we'll go back to verticals. And again, I didn't mention it at all, but it's very important to see that this blitz is very good. So this is why I like this blitz, because you're going to get somebody through. You're going to get that same guy through just about every single time. There's nothing they can do about it. It's a 5 versus 5 blitz, and we just have to, we're able to blitz out 51 in this case. So that's why we get a man free. All right, so you got pressure coming, okay? So don't worry about that. So we're forcing our opponent to make a great read, and most of the time they're going to block that running back anyway when you run this blitz. So you're only going to have to read the tight end most of the times anyway. So let's say we use the second setup, right? I have X on a purple. I know it doesn't show, but he is on a purple. And we'll call verticals again because I don't remember if I called it. But again, my job is now going to be, I'm going to be able to watch number 6. So if I put that linebacker right here on a purple, nobody's guarding number 6. So that is my top priority. I am staring at him the whole entire play. I see him. Okay, I need to go over there and respect him, and then I'm going to go play over the tops. And as you can tell, the reason I love this setup is because we're going to force them to actually have to throw this running back route. Most people are not going to want to do that, because look how long he has to decide. And most people are going to want to throw this tight end, or they're going to throw number 6 hot, and you're going to get a ton of picks just from playing it how you see me play it. And this is why I like this, because he's going to get in, pretty good position. Sometimes he gets out there a little too fast, but if that happens, you can just start adjusting his purple to maybe about 5 or so. Kind of, he'll slow play this a little better. So it just depends on where you have it. So I'm at 5. He was already at 5, so about 10. It depends on where you want him to be at, because sometimes if you put him at 10, he'll be kind of about right here, and he'll be able to drive down and make a play on it, which is a lot better than him having to turn around and try to make a play, if that makes sense. But you get the idea. Even you can see we still get somebody free, and we're going to be able to take our user and guard this. Now, eventually your smarter players are going to start trying to dump this off, which is fine, because if they dump this off, look what we have. We have him coming down, and we also have our user who's looping down. So we're really going to have 2-on-1. So he's going to gain maybe about 4 or 5 yards off of that, but which is fine, because you have to give up something in defense. You have to give up something, but we're going to be in control of what we give up, if that makes sense. So anyways, that's verticals. And lastly, I want to talk about X under. So most of your average players are going to run it, stop. They're going to run a stop. Most of your average ones, okay? Because it is a good stop play, right? Other setups you'll see is they'll take square, put them on a streak, and kind of run a flood concept on the left side. But either way, because we're playing man on both of those receivers, it doesn't really matter. We're still going to have people where we need them. So that's why I don't talk about it that much. Now, like I said, if you want to run it this way, your job now is the tight end and running back. That's who you're staring at. Now, if you run it this way, your tight end is, your responsibility is solely number 6. That is all you're worried about. Then you're going to call pass, of course. So it depends on which way you want to play it. And remember, I love to bring that guy down so it can just help us out a lot more. Now, I'm going to run it this way first. And now all I'm going to do is stare at number 6. I'm just worried about number 6. Where's number 6? Okay, cool. Because like I said, we know this blitz is coming fast. There's not much they can do about this. As you guys can tell, we've called this blitz every single play. And every single play, you guys can see, we're getting that guy free off the edge every single time. So we know this blitz is coming home, right? So we're going to force them to have to throw this. And if they throw this, look where our corner is, which is why I like putting them at about 25 and playing base coverage. Because if they throw this running back flat route, he will drive, and he's going to be able to at least try to make a tap on it. It's Madden, so I can't say he'll make it for sure, but he's going to try. And it's at a good position because, look, they won't be able to throw this quick corner route that people love to throw, because he's going to be able to help if they throw this ball. And also, he's going to be in perfect position to be able to click on. So we just get our cornerback to play perfect. And right here, he can't throw this ball, right? If he tries to throw that ball to that in route right now, that is picked off for a touchdown. If he tries to throw it. So we pretty much force him to only have this running back if you want to use that setup. So again, I'll show you that versus this other setup right here. So let's go to X under. Here we go right here. Well, wait, was that X on? It didn't look like X on. Okay, there you go. All right, so again, the second setup is just simply taking X and then, like I said, keeping them manned up on circle. So now, if you have time, bring that guy down. If not, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it. So if you know they're passing it, then call pass. If you don't have to. So I'm not calling pass them in, okay? So now, because number 6 is covered, I only worry about the tight end running back. That is all that I'm worried about. Tight end running back, tight end running back. Okay, cool. He's here. I'm gonna come here, and then now I'm gonna look for some work, and that way the blitz is gonna come home. So you got 2 options, all right? So last thing I want to go over is this formation. So let's talk about RPO out of this formation, even though it's gonna be pretty much the same thing, but now we really don't even have to worry about the running back as much. So as you can tell, the running back is going to be uncovered, so you kind of have to be mindful of where the running back is. We're not worried about the tight end as much unless he goes vertical, but if he goes anything else other than vertical, we have to take him basically. So we're just going to look here. So okay, cool, and then they're going to be able to throw that, and then look what happens. Like I said, because of our linebacker's positioning, he's just going to be able to be in a great spot at all times, if that makes sense. Because of where we got him, they're just not going to be able to block him. Like I said, one of them is supposed to block him, but they're just not because of how he's aligned, if that makes sense. So anyways, we'll set it up again here, and then we'll go back to it. And now we'll kind of take a look at verticals from this formation, all right? I'm not going to talk about outside zone. You'll rarely ever see that. This is the one route you have to worry about if they decide to run this. But like I said, this is not a formation that everybody runs, okay? Like I said, you're looking at the tight end. If the tight end goes any type of post, you have to take him. You're looking for any post or drags by the tight end. Post or drag, right? Okay, he goes out. I don't have to worry about him. Now you have to hurry up and go find a running back. So if the tight end does anything other than a drag or a post, you got to go find him. So I seen the tight end went for a little out route. If they want to throw that, we'll make a tackle. So at that point, I got to get my eyes to the running back. Like I said, this is a perfect play to beat this defense, basically. But think about it. If they ran that setup, they're going to try to go to a hurry-up offense. They're going to try to run it again because they're going to hit that running back route. So be smart. Of course, we're going to do the second setup now, and you'll be able to see why I like both setups. So now my job is solely going to be number 6. What is number 6 doing? Okay, what is number 6 doing? Okay, he's right there. I have to take him, and at that point, we should get our pressure home. All right. So you guys are starting to understand now how all of this comes together. All right. Now, last play I want to go over. The play you'll almost never see is going to be this PA flood, okay? You will basically never see this play. Unless, you'll see it every now and again, but it can be an annoying play to stop, honestly. It can be. All right? So, nothing changes. Now, I have the regular setup, but you can't see it. I have him just still manned up. I don't know why, the practice mode thing does it. But now, I'm solely going to be worried about, okay, what is this tight end doing? If the tight end goes any type of, vertical or post, I have to take him, okay? So I'm looking, okay, cool, play action. Okay, I have to run with this route. If you don't run with that route, you're going to give it up every single time. And you're going to force your opponents to have to throw it to that running back. They have no choice. They have to throw it to the running back. All right, so everything's pretty much covered because we put him, he's manned up on him. That's why he kind of does it that way. He's just manned up on number 6. He's going to take this corner out. He's going to take that streak. And then, of course, you see where you fit. And now they can't really try to throw this over the top quick because we have this guy here. Now, eventually, it's going to come to the point where they can try. But if they try to throw this ball over the top, you'll be able to click on this guy and get a pick, or you can click on him and possibly run it down. So it's just something your opponent's not going to want to throw. So which means that who are they going to have to throw it to? They're going to have to throw it to the running back. And we can live with that because this guy can come make a play. But anyways, I really wanted to go in depth with this because I want you guys to fully understand how to use this for trips tight end. And if you enjoyed this video, if you got a lot out of it, if you tried this out yourself, you love it, get the ebook. Honestly, I know I'm promoting it like that, but you have to understand how all this works versus other formations too, because most of the time your opponents, when you stop them in trick tight end, they're going to go to something else most of the time, or they're going to try to audible into something else. And the way I show it on the ebook is, hey, if they run, for example, this is called a 3-by-1 formation because we have 3 receivers and we have one tight end, so it's a 3-by-1 essentially. So if they come out into a 2-by-2, meaning that maybe let's say they motion, let's say they come out in let's say they come out in a gun, right? So let's say gun double. So now this is a 2-by-2 formation. So then I show you, hey, This is how I like to set up my adjustments for 2x2, you know, and et cetera, et cetera. So if you enjoyed this and you struggle on defense a little bit, consider getting an ebook. It's $15. It's on the website. You create an account, you buy it, it's in your account forever. Got it. So anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video though. I pray y'all have a blessed day, and I don't know when my next upload is gonna be, but I'm gonna try to get it within maybe a week and a half, or hopefully sooner. I'll be able to see, but I pray y'all do have a blessed day, and I'm Rage Real.